Hello and welcome to Alpha Militaria TV once again. My name is Richard Saunders and thanks for joining us. Now I've got a rifle on test today that really enables me to channel my inner James Bond. It's a takedown rifle, specifically the Arms S510 XS TDR, which, as you can see, as the name suggests, takedown rifles is a category of rifle in which the component parts break down or come apart. They take down to make it easier to store them and transport them. Now it's quite a small niche category of rifle, and most of the other ones that I've come across tend to use the buddy bottle, the air supply, as the stock. I'm thinking of the FX Verminator, the Gunpowder Stealth and a few other Gunpowder models as well. And that's all fine, but the only thing to bear in mind is that when you unscrew that buddy bottle from the back of the gun, you lose a little bit of your air supply. Now the S510 TDR is different because it's based on the S510 platform, and it has an air cylinder at the front of the rifle. So when you take off this this stock, the air supply is completely unaffected. Now, several reasons why people go for a takedown rifle. For some of them, it is that convenience of being able to put them into a smaller case, to carry them more easily, to store them more easily. Others like the fact that they're quite light because of this sort of minimalistic styling, and others simply like them because they like the look of them. You know, they're quite futuristic, they're quite minimalistic, and they're just a bit of a difference to the regular rifle carbine bullpup kind of aesthetic. Now there's quite a few models in the Arms S510 range, or the S5 Sporter range as Airarm calls it. There are regulated rifles, unregulated rifles. There's the Ultimate Sporter lineup as well. There are carbines, rifles. There are FAC models. The XS is an FAC model. The XS Extra is also FAC, but with a slightly longer tube for more shots. But they're all based on this highly successful, very rugged and dependable S510 action. Now this rifle specifically is the S510 XS Extra. So it's an FAC rifle. It's a 177 putting out 20 foot-pounds, and because it's the XS model, it comes with a regulator. All the Airarms FAC rifles are regulated using the Airarms own Series 7 regulator and valve system. Now that means that you're going to get slightly fewer shots because it's an FAC model, so it's using more air per shot. And from this cylinder, from a 250 bar fill, you'll get about 20 shots in 177, 25 maybe in 2.2, which doesn't sound a lot. And if you're going to be using it on the range or plinking, then it isn't. But this is an out-and-out hunting rifle, and for that reason 20 or 25 shots is more than enough. If you're taking more than 20-25 shots, then you're either in a very target-rich environment or you're not a very good shot. So yeah, plenty of air on this. Now the 12 foot-pound models, the regulated version at 12 foot-pounds, you're looking at near enough around about 100 shots, a little bit more in 2.2, a little bit less in 177, and that's almost double what you can expect from the unregulated models. So regulated is definitely the way to go. Now, as I've said before, for those of you who may not be familiar with regulators, the regulator is a little bit like the optic on a bottle of whiskey. If you go into a pub and you order a whiskey, the barman puts the glass under the bottle, pushes the plunger, and that very measured, metered amount of whiskey in the optic goes into the glass. The regulator is a little bit like that optic on a bottle of whiskey. in as much as the regulator stores a very specific, or takes a very specific volume of air from the main cylinder, stores it under very specific pressure and uses that per shot. So regardless of the amount of air that you've got in your main cylinder and the pressure that that air is under, the amount of air used for each individual shot stored in the regulator is stored at a consistent pressure and a consistent volume. The only thing you have to do is make sure that the pressure in your regulator is above, in your main cylinder is higher than the pressure that your regulator is set at, otherwise it won't charge it properly. So that's it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk through the rifle from back to front as usual, and then we'll try and do a little bit of hunting as well. Now I know that some of you like to see accuracy tests, so as you can tell I'm in one of my hunting permissions today, but I did go down to the range a couple of days ago. It was a filthy, horrible, blustery day to do some groups at 30 meters and 40 meters, so we'll try and weave those in as well. Starting at the back of the rifle, you have this solid rubber shoulder pad in here, which is adjustable a little bit. It does go up and down to make sure that it fits your shoulder really, really comfortably. And on the top of that, this silver wheel here, hopefully you can see this silver wheel, that is by turning that, you attach the stock to the main action of the rifle, and obviously turn it the other way and it breaks down again. You have this cheek piece here. The whole stock, I should say, is the tactical finish version, which is like a black rubberized coating over wood. Now you can also get this as a walnut stock as well. Now the walnut stock is slightly cheaper, and it is actually a beautiful, beautiful stock. So moving forward from that, the pistol grip has no checkering on it, but because of this rubberized finish, it's very, very grippy, very comfortable in the hand as well, and it's quite a steep pistol grip as well, which is flared at the bottom. And obviously forward of that is the trigger. Now the trigger is really nice on these, on a lot of Air Arms rifles, and on the S510 in particular. And it's one of the reasons why this rifle is an award-winning rifle. Or I should say that the whole S510 platform is award-winning. And the trigger itself is two-stage, fully adjustable, has a nice sort of first stage, which isn't too long, isn't too short, and breaks really cleanly as well. Now the safety catch, which is incorporated within the actual blade of the trigger itself, which I'll be honest is not my favourite position for a safety catch. You know, I don't really like to be fumbling anywhere near the trigger when I'm trying to make the rifle safe. But it is very accessible, it's very effective, and it's quiet as well. You push it in from the left to make the rifle safe, then you push it in from the right to go into the live fire position. Underneath you have a short accessory rail here for bipods, sling swivels, that kind of thing, a torch maybe, and underneath that you have the pressure gauge, which gives you the fill pressure in the main cylinder. There's no secondary gauge to tell you what the pressure is in your regulator, just this one gauge here. Now because this is the S510 platform, it's a side lever rifle. The side lever has quite a long throw on it, but it's very quiet. It has just enough resistance on it to make you remember that you're shooting that you're operating a piece of machinery, but very, very well balanced, very quiet as well. And I have to say, I do like the side lever on these. Now forward of that, up here, this little silver chap up here, that is a power adjuster, and you move that up and down through 4 or 5 clicks to give you different levels of output. And there's an indicator on the other side here to let you know whether you're going up or down. And that only features on the FAC versions. And you know, I guess it's useful if you're shooting in barns or somewhere where you don't want the full 20 foot-pounds. But you will have to obviously adjust your aim points and your holdovers accordingly. Now the barrel is a full-length Lothar Walther match grade barrel, an excellent barrel, and it's fully shrouded and topped off with Air Arms' own Q-Tech silencer, which comes as part of the package. And the combination of the shroud and that silencer really makes this rifle extremely quiet. Now to fill it, you simply unscrew this cap at the front, and you get supplied with a filling adapter, and hopefully you can see on the end there it's got a slot. Now that slot fits over this little T bar on the end of the fill valve. So you put that on, excuse me while I look at this, it just pushes on until it's through, the T-bar's through that slot. Then you just rotate the adapter through 90 degrees so it won't come off, and obviously you have to attach your airline to this end here, and then when you're finished, just simply a case of rotating that again, pulling it off. And this rifle, as the XS FAC rifle, takes a 250 bar fill. Now the magazine is accessed by pulling back the side lever, and then the magazine comes out of the rifle from the left. Now it's Air Arms' own proprietary 10-shot cassette magazine. It's not sprung in any way. Filling the Air Arms S510 TDR is the same as with any 510 Air Arms 510 rifle, and the magazine uses this rotary cassette magazine. Now the inner chamber here rotates both clockwise and anti-clockwise, and it really doesn't matter which way you go because the magazine isn't sprung. And there's a hole just at the bottom here that you drop the pellets in nose first. Let's just turn that around, and they just drop in nice and easily like so, and there's 10 pellets. Now I forgot to say before, and I always forget something, that the S510, that's upside down, the S510 TDR stock is ambidextrous, which makes it, and actually it is very comfortable to. I've got a friend of mine who's left-handed, and he shoots my rifle and says it's very comfortable to use left-handed as well. So that's how you fill the magazine. To insert the magazine goes in from the left-hand side, and you might be able to see here there's like a little kind of section just here that is ridged, which helps you kind of find the right place to grip the magazine in the dark in particular. Now to install it, you've got to first pull back the side lever, and then the magazine just literally pushes in from the left. There's no locking catch or anything like that. Put it in, put the side lever forward, safety catch on, and you're ready to go. We'll zoom in on a few of the closer features to show you them in more detail. Well, that's not bad. Quite pleased with that. It's really windy down here. You can probably hear the acorns crashing off the trees and hitting the top of the roof in the gallery. But that is 10 shots at 30 meters with Air Arms 4.52mm pellets, and that's pretty much a one-hole group. A little bit of adjustment to the left, but yeah. Now, because this is an FAC rifle, I'm just going to push the range out to 40 meters and see how we get on at a slightly longer distance. Well, that's 40 meters. I can't say I've really covered myself in glory there. It is a bit of a blowy day. 2 or 3 of those have gone through the same hole, but that's a group of, I would say, I don't know, just over ½ an inch at 40 meters low and right. So obviously a little bit of adjustment to be done on the scope, and I'm sure that with a bit of practice I can improve on that. And I'm sure there's plenty of S510 owners out there who can shoot better groups than that as well. One other thing to mention here is you get 2 magazines with a TDR, and underneath the butt here you have this neat little storage compartment to keep your spare magazines. And then once you've finished for the day, you can pack your nice tiny James Bondy snipery rifle TDR down, pack it away in this very nice hard plastic box, which has a cutout for the scope as well, so you don't have to take the scope off. And then you're all set. Well, that's the Air Arms S510 XS TDR. Really great hunting rifle, I have to say. Nice and light, very comfortable to hold in the shoulder, really accurate and very quiet too. Now I hope you found the video of interest. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and give us a like, because it really does help us. And if you'd like more information on the Air Arms range and a whole range of other airgunning topics, reviews and what have you, then take a look at our website, which is alphamilitaria.com. But till next time, thanks for watching.